Hello and welcome back. What we're looking at here is a Herman Miller chair, and let me know if you see what's wrong with this particular chair. Did anyone notice that the cartridge is almost down to the floor? This is carpeted and I can just barely get my finger underneath that. So here's the rub. While the cartridge is way too low, the cartridge actually works, meaning that I can sit down, set it up at a position, it stays there, it'll rise up, and it stays at this position. So the cartridge, 100% working correctly, it's just protruding way too low. So the fix that I'm about to show you doesn't apply if your cartridge is gone defective, meaning that when you lower it, it stays lowered and it sinks when you raise it up and sit down on it, and it goes back down to the bottom. At that point, you need to replace the cartridge. In our case, we don't. So in this video, we're going to show you how to fix the cartridge so that it's not excessively protruding below the spider. To get started, you're going to want a space that's open and something protective underneath it. I got a piece of cardboard in my garage so that you don't scratch up your chair. Here's the approach that we are taking. This cartridge is tapered so that it drops into this spider and it stops. But over time it has continued traveling to the point where it's now becoming an issue with touching the floor. So what I'm planning to do is use HVAC metallic tape and build a thickness at the bottom of this so that when it slides through, it stops higher up, reducing the distance that it protrudes below the spider. Now, it doesn't have to be HVAC tape. You can probably use beer can, soda cans, just cut the sheet metal and line the inside of this opening for it. But now our first challenge before we do any of that, and what we're going to do is we're going to get a rubber mallet, and I'm going to get a piece of board on this because there's a pin here which I don't want to damage. And I'm going to put the board here, pound on it with a mallet, and that should drive the cartridge out of the spider without doing any damage. I am wearing a pair of gloves and hearing protection in case this is really loud. I'm just going to let the board rest against that and then hopefully provide some resistance to the spider so it doesn't travel when I hit it. And we're just going to pound on this and see what happens. You could use a hammer as long as you have a board. Don't pound on this with a hammer or the mallet. You don't want to damage that. Okay, after a lot of pounding, I didn't get anywhere. So I decided to remove the seat bottom, seat back, and I'll show you how to do that once I reassemble this. But the reason for removing the back and the front and even the armrests was so I could get an open space so I can use a mallet. So what I did is I rested the bottom of the cartridge on a 2x4, and then I got a couple other 2x4s for the legs, and then I just took this mallet right here and started hitting each of the spider legs and just rotating around the spider legs, and it finally dropped loose. I'm sorry I didn't shoot it, but I was just in the midst of it. Anyway, so I will show you that it indeed did come loose and it rides out. So, with pretty much everything taken apart, here's the part that goes into the spider. And so we're going to wrap some foil around this, and it doesn't matter if it shows because, it's down at the bottom. And that will hopefully give us more height, moving the bottom away from the floor, and more like a normal chair should be working. For those of you who want to use like a beer can or foil or some sheet metal, you just wrap it around the inside. This is cast aluminum, and just wrap it around the inside, and because it's tapered, so I can't tell you if it would just be 1 wrap, 2 wraps, 3 wraps. You'll have to just try it and see what works. But if you build up that thickness in here, then when the mount goes in, it can only go so far, and it'll be away from the floor, which is what we're trying to achieve. So unfortunately, I don't have any sheet metal, so we won't be using that approach, but that's at least how you approach that. Now, this HVAC foil tape that I have is not insulated because that would start to compress. The only thing about this foil tape, it is sticky on one side, and I'm wearing some gloves only because it is metal, and if you catch it just right, it can nick or maybe even cut you. And I'm going to cut this with scissors once I can get a start here. There we go. So I'm just going to start and just kind of go diagonally down. And I don't know how many passes of this I will need, if one will suffice, if I need more than one. So what I will do is just come down to the bottom line and then I will stop, because now it's built up here maybe 2 or 3 times. And I will cut that off, and then what I'm going to do is drop it into the spider using some old 2x4s. I drop the cartridge in, and now we can take a look at the bottom and see what that looks like. As we can see, I can get a finger. I think I want a little bit more, so I'm going to disengage it and put another layer of foil and see what happens. I added 1 layer at the top and a little bit more clearance. I still want more because I still have, I think, a fair amount of this hanging. So last time I went around here twice, so I'm going to do that again. And I just turn it. It comes back around. And let's do just 1.5. See if that saves me any time or if I have to come back and redo this. No problem with my finger going underneath it. It clears that nicely. I'm going to try one more wrap and see if that'll do it. And to get this off, I just put my feet on the spider, lift up on the frame of the chair. Be a little careful when you're putting it through the spider so that the tape doesn't snag like it did right there. So I think that's 1.5 again. We'll cut it and try it on for size. While it may not be necessary to take off the back and seat to do this, it definitely at least seems to me make it easier. And now I got plenty of room here, even if it settles down, which I anticipate it will. This should be a good fix for us. We're looking at my second Herman Miller chair, and again, it has an issue where the cartridge is just too low to the ground. We're going to use the same technique that I used for chair number 1, except the thing I learned is that I'm going to have to separate the cartridge from the spider by pounding down on the spider. I'm going to take the back off and the seat, which just makes things a little easier. You don't have to. The back has 4 bolts that need to be removed. You're going to use a hex wrench. It is a number 5. Yes, 5 millimeter. And these may be hard or they may be easy depending on the last person that applied them. Once all 4 bolts are released, just jiggle the back and it should slide right off. You may want to clean it. If the screen's broken, you can actually order a replacement for that. With the back out of the way, now it's time to remove the seat. There is a bolt and nut that holds the left and right side of the seat back. You're going to need a T27 and a 10 millimeter wrench to take this off. And you'll do that to both sides. Bolt pulls through and then the arm just drops down. Do the same thing for the right hand side. With the back of the seat released left and right, we come over to the side and there's a bolt here. You're going to need a hex 6 millimeter, and this is probably might be the toughest one to break. And by break I mean release, not damage. And once that's released, then you can undo it and that'll release this side of the seat. We do the same thing to the other side. Actually, it might be a good idea to break them both loose just to make things a little easier. Oh, that was actually pretty easy to release. Should the sleeve pop out during disassembly, note that it is keyed. There's a notch there, one on top, and then there are these 2 side clips that once you get it right, should just snap that into place, like that. If the hand rest gets in the way, then come to the back, release it, and just drive it to the top, and that should give you plenty of clearance so you can get in there and work with your tool. With the bolts removed, the seat should just lift up and out of the way. It'll probably be very dirty and dusty, so you may just want to clean the thing up. I'm going to take off the casters because they tend to fall off anyway, and it gives me a chance to clean those, so you might as well get them out of the way. We have the cartridge sitting on a 2x4, basically gets legs up high so that when I pound down here, when it breaks loose, it has some place to go. I put the 2x4s around it so that I can turn the spider and pound on it, as you will see. So hold on to the chair, and I use the back because that gives me the most clearance. Then I turn the spider. And this is forged aluminum, so it shouldn't snap. And I'm just going to keep on doing this until it finally lets go. And it better let go because the other way is much harder. Now, if I had a hydraulic jack that I could get in here, I could probably force this apart, but I don't. And there she goes. And now we're able to lift the frame of the chair, and it comes out. I get my foil, attach it, and then just turn turn the piston, and ideally I'd like it to go towards the bottom of the taper, but I know from doing at least one chair that it takes a couple of wraps, and I wish I could give you a magic number, but I'm going to say it's about 3, but it could be more. As you can see, we're at about a 1/2 inch penetration, so that gives us plenty of clearance. Time to reassemble. I'm going to go with the seat bottom first, so I just get that into position, align the bolt and thread, and then what I do is I go counterclockwise and I feel it catch, then I go forward so I don't cross thread on that. And we'll be using a number 6mm hex to get this into position. And I felt it catch, and then you just start getting down. It'll get to a point where it stops. Do not force it beyond that, otherwise bad things will happen. Do this side and then do the other. To secure the support arm to the back of the chair, you're going to need a T27 driver for the bolt and a 10mm for the nut. It's not threaded all the way to the end. It has a stop, so when you feel that stop, don't go beyond that because you're done. You may have to tilt the seat up or down till you get the right alignment so that the bolt will go through. And yes, that will happen every now and then, but most of the time it'll just catch. Start the nut. And then put your driver and your wrench and just take it down until it stops. And that's it. They want that bit of play in there for the seat. Do the same thing for this side. Grab the back of the chair, slide it against the back of the frame. It should pretty much align itself. Then you take your bolts. You're going to need a 9mm hex wrench like this to drive 1, 2, 3, 4 of these all the way home. With everything assembled and cleaned, we're ready to attach the casters. Word of warning, don't get your fingers up in here because when it goes in, it could easily pinch you, so try to keep them in the back, and if it doesn't want to quite slide in, just rearrange it. There's a half washer, split washer on here, and so that allows it to stay in place, and sometimes it just doesn't want to initially go in, but it will. Then you're all done once you have the casters. With everything in place, we're ready to test drive our chair. It goes down, it comes up, it stays wherever I set it, which is great. It turns, and it feels comfortable. And again, if you don't need to replace the cartridge, and it's just an issue with the cartridge protruding too much to the floor, then this is a way of solving that. And do know that there are companies that'll do this for you. Of course, they'll charge you for it. But you can literally replace every part on this thing yourself just by ordering. Anyway, I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join our subscription team. And as always, thank you ever so much for watching.